After a strong performance from the Xbox 360, one that put it neck and neck with the PS3, it was Xbox's time to take its next step. In May 2013, Xbox planned to showcase their next console, one that had fans and haters alike watching attentively. What happened next was nothing short of a disaster.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Xbox One.
TV experience. TV and movies. TV. Xbox. Watch TV. TV. Watch TV. TV remote. TV experience. TV. Sports TV. Anybody? TV. Xbox, go home. TV.
You heard it there. Xbox's grand plan to push its brand further was marketing as a TV, the need to always be connected, and removing backward compatibility. Now, to be fair to Xbox, they were simply getting ahead of the game when it came to streaming and cutting cable. However, their whole selling point with the console was the TV aspect of it and not video games. You know the main reason people buy consoles in the first place? When fans of Xbox expressed their disappointment and frustration with the direction of the brand, Dynamatic reassured them by showing,
"We do not care."
And then they're going to understand what we're trying to create and how it links games and entertainment, the functionality of the box, some of the advantages that you get of having a box that is designed to use an online state. So that, to me, is a future-proof choice. And I think people could have arguably gone the other way if we didn't do it. And fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message if you don't, like it?
If you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device.
The culmination of these issues and the Xbox One selling point compared to the PS4 led it to selling far fewer units than its competitor.
Now, I'm excited to announce that Xbox One will launch this November at $499 in European markets and 429 pounds in the US and 499 euros at 29 pounds in European markets and 429 pounds in the UK.
I'm very proud to announce that PlayStation 4 will be available at $399.
Quiet.
We will start over.
Even with Phil Spencer becoming the head of Xbox in 2014, the decision-making continued to be questioned. Around 2016, Xbox started releasing their exclusive on PC, pushing gamers yet again to ask, why should I buy an Xbox? The last few years have been especially brutal for them. From constant layoffs, putting exclusive on their direct competitor platform, to raising prices of their console and Game Pass twice, Xbox isn't doing so well and probably won't for some time. These constant mishaps were eventually met with reform. On the 20th of February, IGN released a detailed statement on the shakeup in Xbox leadership, one that saw Phil Spencer retire, Sarah Bonds leaving, and Matt Booty again promoted to Executive Vice President and Chief Content Creator Officer, and an introduction of their CEO, Asha Sharma. One of the names mentioned that I want to focus on is the president of Xbox herself, Sarah Bonds. Bonds first joined Xbox in 2017, where her primary focus was on their business deals, partnership, and growing their ecosystem through Game Pass and cloud gaming. She first appeared on stage during the Xbox E3 showcase in 2019. Her presence was always noted, whether it was through how she commanded the room and the audience, or because she was one, if not the only black woman to be in this position. Fast forward to 2023, she became the president of Xbox, putting her in charge of almost every aspect of its business. With all the news surrounding the shakeup, there was one article that caught my attention. This article seemed like it was nothing more than a distraction from all the rumors that was flowing around Xbox, and that it was a clear hit piece. The article detailed how relieved Xbox employees felt about Sarah Bonds leaving, because she was difficult to work with, created a work environment where if you didn't follow the vision or questioned it, you were out, and that maybe she fostered a toxic work environment. Now let's get something straight. Let's suppose these accusations were right about her, and this article might hold some weight. However, for my fellow Black Americans, we know this is nothing more than trashing someone's character. When it comes to trashing someone's character, it's important to know how the sentences are coded when going after Black people. In the case of Sarah Bonds, there's one stereotype that's used consistently to describe people like her: an angry Black woman. The wording used in the article, from difficult to work with, to create an environment where if you didn't follow the visual questioning you were out, and foster a toxic work environment, is nothing short of categorizing a Black woman as loud, short-fused, straightforward, i.e. confrontational, and overall, just angry. Never considering that the situation she was put into could have sparked those emotions. But instead, such descriptions are commonly used to associate the behaviors with Blackness, even going as far as saying this is biological, it's genetic, it's who they are. For a woman, and in particular a Black woman, to express such behaviors from asserting her authority to exhibiting leaderships, it's often met with a form of disgust. A woman shouldn't be a leader, and if she is, she shouldn't be emotional. If she expresses emotions, then it's the reason things are going horribly. The privilege of individuality is rarely given to Black corporate workers. A misstep is a reflection on us all, making it easy to justify not allowing us in these environments and even going as far as firing us from them. Closing us off to potential life-changing opportunities under the guise of, well, we give them a chance and they didn't pan out. This kind of thinking rarely goes challenged, as it's usually met with hostility, dismissal, and gaslighting. All they have to do is show an arbitrary number that reflects the number of Black corporate workers in relation to the country's population, or showcase their programs that focus on marginalized people, and all is okay. Never once question the people who are responsible for presenting these numbers, or question the people who run said programs. Let's also not forget the demographic of these gaming studios, many of which are predominantly white and male-centered. You might ask, well, what does that have to do with anything? With this type of environment, two things unfortunately tend to happen when a Black leader is present: a question of their credentials and their leadership. This is Charles C. Rogers. Rogers was and still is the highest ranking Black American to ever receive a Medal of Honor. Rogers grew up and attended segregated schools in the 1940s and 50s. His high school years consisted of him being elected student body president and appearing repeatedly on academic honor roll. In college, he participated in the ROTC program and graduated with a degree in mathematics. Additionally, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Field Artillery Unit. Later on, he entered the Army in the initial years of desegregation, where he earned the rank of lieutenant colonel and became in charge of 1st Battalion, 5th Artillery, and 1st Infantry Division during the Vietnam War. On November 1st of 1968, Rogers and the 1st Battalion engaged in combat after their base was breached by the North Vietnamese Army, a battle in which they won due to his remarkable leadership efforts that saw him redirect fire by shifting from position to position. The constant movement throughout the battle resulted in him being wounded by shrapnel. That didn't stop him from directing his troops and raising their spirits through both words and actions.
Colonel Rogers, with complete disregard for his own safety, moved through a hail of fragments from bursting enemy rounds to the embattled area. He aggressively rallied the dazed artillery crewmen to man their howitzers, and he directed their fire on the assaulting enemy.
And the first sergeant said, "Hit the ground, Colonel. There are 3 NVA over there." And he was pointing. NVA, North Vietnamese Army soldiers. And I started falling forward, looking in the direction that he was pointing. As I was falling forward, something hit me in the face and knocked me over backwards. And I was unconscious for a short period of time, and then I felt I was drowning. And then when I became conscious, I started coughing and choking and rolled over, and I realized that I was drowning in blood, my own blood. And what had happened, apparently, I had seen 3 North Vietnamese Army soldiers standing and firing their rifles when the sergeant told me to look. As I was falling forward, I saw them standing, and I saw the burst of fire. And then, apparently, the round from the rifle must have hit my self-propelled howitzer and ricocheted into my face. In any sense, it went in right here, and when I woke up drowning in blood, as I was trying to breathe, I was choking on it, and I felt something in my mouth, and I reached out and I pulled the bullet out of my mouth.
Eventually, the NVA forces were repelled and the 1st Battalion prevailed. On May 14, 1970, his heroism was rewarded, as President Richard Nixon bestowed him with the Medal of Honor, making him the highest-ranking black soldier to ever earn one. Later in his career, Rogers added another accomplishment under his belt by receiving the rank of Major General, further solidifying his show of leadership. Continued to provide impact within the Army until his retirement in 1984, but continued to be involved with soldiers until his death in 1990. Fast forward to 2025, and how was he rewarded? By having his page on the Pentagon removed as an initiative to purge DEI from all aspects of the government. And when it was restored after some backlash, they made sure to discredit him, his leadership, and achievements by attaching the DEI dog whistle to his webpage URL. The same treatment was given to Sarah Bonds. This article not once talked about her mishaps that could have led her to not be promoted upon Phil Spencer's retirement, but instead attacked her character, leadership, while showing no regards to her accomplishments, while also making sure to attach all what some already think about black people. One last stomp on her way out the door. No matter what your accomplishments are, no matter what leadership you provided, once these labels are cast on you, you're as good as dead. It didn't matter that she graduated from Yale. It didn't matter that she has an MBA from Harvard. It didn't matter that she was associate partner of McKinsey & Company. It didn't matter that she was chief of staff at T-Mobile. It didn't matter that she was senior vice president of corporate strategy and development at T-Mobile. It didn't matter that she served in senior leadership roles at Xbox and was eventually its president. It didn't matter that she oversaw the entire Xbox platform, which included hardware, software, game services, business strategy, engineering, marketing, partnership, and creator experience. It didn't matter that she helped expand cloud gaming, which made it possible to access games beyond consoles. It didn't matter that she became the first black woman to lead Xbox. It didn't matter that she was awarded the Visionary Award by GameBeat for her contribution to the game industry. It didn't matter that she created a team dedicated to game preservation and forward compatibility. It didn't matter that she served on multiple corporate boards like Zora, Chegg, and ESA. All that's left from her tenure at Xbox is to be known as aggressive, confrontational, standoffish, mean, angry, uncooperative, demanding, toxic, aka an angry black woman. I want to close this video with a silver lining. Despite the situation with Sarah Bonds, there's victory in her tenure. Her presence. It might be easier said than done, but our voices need to be heard in these meetings, especially when it comes to how we're being portrayed. From the writer's room, the way we're drawn, our speech patterns, our dialects, the actors who play us. It's very important we voice our concerns about every aspect when we're being portrayed. Acknowledgement of the issue and knowing where and who it comes from is equally as important. Do not stop talking about it, no matter what others might say to you. Do not let anyone tell you that you're overreacting. No one knows who we are more than us. Thanks for watching.